Welcome to a journey through the shadows of history, where we explore the most haunting discoveries from around the world. From cursed castles and ghostly apparitions to mysterious poltergeist phenomena, these tales intertwine the eerie corners of the paranormal with the rich tapestry of our past. In this exploration, we delve into the stories behind some of the most chilling and enigmatic locations, where history whispers secrets from beyond the veil. These narratives are not just about ghostly encounters. They are windows into human experiences, tragedies, and mysteries that have transcended time to reach us today. Brace yourself as we plunge into the realm of the world's most haunting discoveries. Tales of spine-chilling finds that have baffled, intrigued, and left many awestruck. Prepare for a thrilling journey where mystery meets reality. The nameless horror of Berkeley Square, London. A notorious entity haunted 50 Berkeley Square, where several violent incidents occurred, including the death of Sir Robert Warboys under mysterious circumstances in the 1840s, and the fatal strangling of a sailor named Edward Blunden by a formless, tentacled shape in 1887. The nameless horror of Berkeley Square is a particularly spine-chilling case in the annals of paranormal history. The entity haunting 50 Berkeley Square in London has left experts and enthusiasts puzzled. The first verified account dates back to the 1840s, when Sir Robert Warboys accepted a dare to spend the night in the haunted upstairs bedroom of the house. Tragically, he didn't survive the night. After entering the room with a gun and a candle, the landlord heard frantic bell ringing and a gunshot an hour later. Warboys was found dead with a look of terror and a bullet hole opposite his body. Decades later, in 1887, two sailors, Edward Blunden and Robert Martin, sought shelter in the house. Martin awoke to a horrifying scene of Blunden being strangled by a brown, formless shape with tentacle-like appendages. Blunden's body was later found either thrown from the second story or mangled in the basement. The house, which now contains an antiquarian bookshop, is still standing. Employees and customers report strange noises from the upper floors but are not allowed to explore them. The Enfield Poltergeist, England. In 1977, the Hodgson family experienced violent poltergeist activity, including objects moving on their own, and the young Janet Hodgson speaking in the voice of the house's previous resident, Bill Wilkins. The Enfield Poltergeist is one of the most famous and debated cases of ghostly activity in the 20th century. The haunting began on the night of August 30th, 1977, in a house in Enfield, North London, inhabited by the Hodgson family. The children witnessed a wardrobe sliding across the floor and heard loud bangs. When their mother Peggy called the police, officers reportedly saw a chair move unaided. The family's youngest daughter Janet became the epicenter of the haunting, seemingly possessed by the spirit of the house's previous resident, Bill Wilkins. Janet exhibited levitation, spoke in a deep male voice recounting details of Wilkins's life and death, and suffered physical assaults along with other family members. Objects flew through the air, and spontaneous fires ignited. Eyewitness accounts, including a policewoman's affidavit, lent credibility to the haunting. Though some dismissed it as a hoax, the family and other residents continued to report a presence in the house long after the peak of the activity. The haunting of Maria Jose Ferrera, Brazil. In 1965, 11-year-old Maria Jose Ferrera was targeted by a malicious poltergeist in Jaboticabal, leading to her death. The haunting of Maria Jose Ferrera in Jaboticabal, Brazil in 1965 is a heartrending story of a young girl tormented by a poltergeist. 11-year-old Maria became the target of violent paranormal occurrences. Stones and bricks materialized from nowhere, physically assaulting her, and she endured inexplicable scratches, slaps, and bites. Her ordeal escalated with public incidents of her being set on fire, witnessed by many unconnected to the case. An exorcist's intervention seemed to aggravate the situation. A visit to a spirit medium suggested a haunting rooted in Maria's past life as a witch, retaliated against by the spirits of those harmed by her previous incarnation's black magic. Despite pleas for mercy, the haunting continued relentlessly. Tragically, Maria took her own life with pesticides, and only then did the paranormal manifestation cease in the Ferrera home. The Bell Witch USA, the Bell family in Adams, Tennessee, were haunted in the early 1800s by a spirit called Kate, who physically assaulted them and supposedly caused the death of John Bell in 1820. The Bell Witch haunting is a cornerstone of American folklore. centered around the Bell family in Adams, Tennessee, in the early 1800s. The family, particularly John Bell and his daughter Betsy, were tormented by a malevolent entity that physically attacked them. The spirit, known as Kate, exhibited a particular animosity towards Betsy and John, with reports of slapping, biting, and scratching. The haunting peaked with John Bell's mysterious death in 1820, believed to be caused by the witch's curse. The legend garnered significant attention, even drawing the interest of future President Andrew Jackson. Despite efforts to rid the family of the entity, the spirit only receded over time. The Bell Witch's legend lives on with claims of ongoing paranormal activity near the original homestead, particularly a cave on the property. Elisa Lam and the Cecil Hotel, USA. The mysterious death of Elisa Lam at the Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles, known for its history of murders and macabre events. The case of Elisa Lam at the Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles stands as one of the most unsettling modern mysteries. Known for its dark history of violence and death, the hotel gained further notoriety with Lam's bizarre death in 2013. Surveillance footage showed her exhibiting strange behavior in an elevator, seemingly conversing or hiding from an unseen presence, followed by her mysterious disappearance. Lam's body was later found in one of the hotel's rooftop water tanks, under circumstances that remain inexplicable, given the tank's inaccessibility. Her death, ruled an accident, sparked numerous theories about paranormal involvement. The Cecil Hotel, with its grim past and association with serial killers, continues to be a focal point for ghost stories and unexplained phenomena. The South Shields Poltergeist, England. A family in South Shields was terrorized by a poltergeist in 2005 with violent assaults and toy manipulations. The South Shields poltergeist, occurring in 2005 in South Shields, England, is a recent and disturbing case of poltergeist activity. A family, including a young boy, experienced a series of unsettling events starting with unexplained movements of furniture and doors. The situation escalated to violent assaults with objects and toys being thrown around, and even physical attacks on the parents. One of the most disturbing aspects was the toy manipulation, especially those of the young boy, used by the entity in terrorizing the family. The poltergeist also communicated through malicious messages on electronic devices. Paranormal investigators witnessed several incidents and described seeing a sinister black silhouette-like entity. The haunting abruptly ceased but left a lasting impact on the family. The Black Monk of Pontefract, England. The Pritchard family in Yorkshire experienced severe poltergeist activity in 1966, including their daughter Diane being attacked by an entity believed to be a malevolent monk. The Black Monk of Pontefract is one of the most infamous British poltergeist hauntings, centered around the Pritchard family's home in Yorkshire, which began in 1966. Initially, the activity was relatively benign, with strange noises and moved furniture. However, the haunting intensified, with the family's daughter Diane being violently targeted. She was thrown from her bed and, in a harrowing incident, dragged up the stairs by an unseen force. The haunting culminated in the appearance of a dark-robed figure, believed to be the ghost of a Cluniac monk executed for heinous crimes in the past. The Great Amherst Mystery, Canada. Esther Cox in Amherst, Nova Scotia, was haunted in 1878 by multiple spirits following a traumatic event. The Great Amherst Mystery revolves around the haunting of Esther Cox, starting in 1878 in Amherst, Nova Scotia. Following a traumatic assault, Esther experienced terrifying phenomena, including loud knockings, moving objects, and threatening messages. Her distress was compounded by physical symptoms like swelling and extreme temperature fluctuations. Despite Esther moving homes, the disturbances followed her, escalating to fires and other dangerous activities. Multiple credible witnesses, including a doctor, corroborated these events. Eventually, the haunting subsided, leaving Esther to lead a normal life. But the mystery of why she was targeted remains unsolved. The ghosts of Greyfriars Cemetery, Scotland. The restless spirit of Sir George Mackenzie, a war criminal, is believed to haunt Greyfriars Kirkyard since 1998, causing physical attacks on visitors. The Greyfriars Cemetery in Edinburgh is notorious for its haunting by the ghost of Sir George Mackenzie, a 17th-century persecutor of Presbyterians. The disturbances began in 1998 when a homeless man accidentally broke into Mackenzie's tomb, unleashing the violent spirit. Subsequent visitors have reported a variety of attacks near the tomb, ranging from burns and scratches to unconsciousness and strangulation attempts. Attempts to exorcise the malevolent presence have been unsuccessful, with one exorcist reportedly dying shortly after. To this day, the cemetery remains a hotspot for paranormal activity and ghostly assaults. The Coventry dog killer, England. In 2001, a Coventry family experienced poltergeist activity, including the death of their dog under mysterious circumstances. The Coventry dog killer, England. In 2001, a family in Coventry, England, experienced disturbing poltergeist activity. A video uploaded by the family showed a closet door opening and a chair moving on its own. The mother, Linda Manning, claimed the ghost had pushed the family dog down the stairs, resulting in its death. Seeking help, they called in medium Derek Akora, who identified the poltergeist as a spirit named Jim. After a spiritual cleansing, the poltergeist activity reportedly ceased. LaLaurie Mansion, USA, the home of Madame Delphine LaLaurie in New Orleans, where she tortured and killed enslaved people, is believed to be haunted by their spirits. The LaLaurie Mansion in New Orleans, owned by Madame Delphine LaLaurie in the 1830s, is infamous for the torture and murder of enslaved people. After a fire in 1834, responders discovered a gruesome torture chamber in the attic. Madame LaLaurie fled, but her actions left a lasting imprint, turning the mansion into one of New Orleans' most haunted houses. Reports include hearing tortured screams, smelling burning flesh, and sightings of ghosts, including a large black man in chains and a white woman with glaring eyes. Anne Boleyn's ghost, England. The ghost of Anne Boleyn, executed by King Henry VIII, has been seen in various locations, including the Tower of London and her childhood home, Hever Castle. Anne Boleyn, the second wife of King Henry VIII, executed for witchcraft and other charges in 1536, reportedly haunts several locations in England. Her ghost has been sighted at the Tower of London, where she was executed, and at her childhood home, Hever Castle in Kent. The frequent reports of Boleyn's apparition contribute to the tower's reputation as one of England's most haunted historical sites. Benjamin Franklin's ghost, USA. Franklin's ghost has reportedly been seen near the library of the American Philosophical Society in Philadelphia. Benjamin Franklin's ghost is part of Philadelphia's rich historical lore. Sightings of his apparition began in the late 19th century near the American Philosophical Society's library, a place closely associated with Franklin. Some reports even suggest the statue of Franklin in front of the society comes to life and dances in the streets. These tales of Franklin's ghost contribute to the mystical aura surrounding one of America's founding fathers, blending historical significance with supernatural folklore. Abraham Lincoln's ghost, USA. Lincoln's ghost has been reported in various locations, including the White House and near his old law offices in Springfield. Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, is said to haunt several locations, particularly in Washington, D.C. and in Springfield, Illinois. His ghost has reportedly been seen wandering near the old Springfield Capitol building and his law offices. The White House itself is a major site of Lincoln's supposed appearances, with various witnesses, including first ladies, queens, and prime ministers. These sightings have been particularly noted during times of great national stress, linking Lincoln's spirit to the turbulent periods of American history he once navigated. HMS Queen Mary USA. This retired cruise ship is notorious for its spectral presences, with over 50 ghosts reported. The HMS Queen Mary, a retired British cruise ship now docked in Long Beach, California, is renowned for its paranormal activity. Serving in the British Royal Navy during World War II, the ship was later converted into a floating hotel and resort. It has become a hotspot for ghost hunters, with over 50 different ghosts reported. Unexplained sounds and voices are common near the ship's bow, particularly in the area of a tragic wartime crash that resulted in the death of over 300 sailors. The Queen Mary's haunted legacy attracts tourists and paranormal enthusiasts alike. New York Ghost Stories USA. The city has several ghost stories, including the spirits of Peter Stuyvesant, Mark Twain, Dylan Thomas, and Aaron Burr. New York City is rich in ghost stories, with several historic figures reportedly haunting various locations. The ghost of Peter Stuyvesant, the last Dutch colonial governor, is said to roam the East Village. Mark Twain's spirit reportedly lingers in the stairwell of his former apartment in the village, and poet Dylan Thomas's ghost is said to haunt the White Horse Tavern. Additionally, the ghost of Aaron Burr, known for killing Alexander Hamilton in a duel, is believed to haunt his old neighborhood, particularly a restaurant located in his former carriage house. Pavia Italy, an abandoned island with a history as a quarantine station and a mental hospital. It's prohibited for visitors due to its haunting nature. Pavia, a small island near Venice, is infamous for its haunting history. It was used as a quarantine station for over a century, and later housed a mental hospital, which closed in 1968. The island is so notorious for its eerie atmosphere and paranormal activity that visitors are actually prohibited from entering. The combination of its dark history as a site for isolating plague victims and its use as a mental institution contributes to the island's reputation as one of the most haunted places in Europe. La Isla de las Muñecas, Mexico, an island where dolls were hung from trees to ward off evil spirits, creating a scene of terror. La Isla de las Muñecas, or the Island of the Dead Dolls, is a small island in the canals of Xochimilco, near Mexico City. It's known for its eerie environment with hundreds of dolls hanging from trees. The island's hermit owner began hanging the dolls in the 1940s to ward off evil spirits. Over time, the scene became a surreal and haunting spectacle, attracting visitors and paranormal enthusiasts. The island's unsettling atmosphere is heightened by the dolls' deteriorated condition, making it a uniquely haunting location. Bangor Fort, India, a 16th century fortress abandoned overnight, possibly due to a curse with a strong spooky status. Bangor Fort, located in Rajasthan, India, is shrouded in legends and considered one of the most haunted places in the country. According to lore, the fort was abandoned overnight due to a curse. The exact nature of this curse varies in different stories, with some attributing it to a hermit's wrath. Today, the fort's eerie, desolate atmosphere is so pronounced that entry is prohibited after sunset. The Skirrid Inn, Wales. Known for chilling tales, it was a center for hangings over the centuries, and the spirits of the executed still haunt it. The Skirrid Inn in Wales is notorious for its paranormal activity. As the oldest pub in Wales, it has a history of serving as a center for hangings, with the spirits of the executed reportedly haunting its corridors. Visitors and staff have reported numerous ghostly encounters, contributing to its reputation as a hub of supernatural activity. Port Arthur, Australia. Port Arthur in Tasmania, Australia, was a 19th century penal colony. The site is infamous for the psychological and physical torment inflicted on its prisoners. Over 1,000 people died under grim circumstances, and their suffering is believed to have left an imprint, making Port Arthur one of Australia's most haunted locations. As our exploration of the world's most haunting discoveries comes to a close, we're reminded of the intricate bond between history and the supernatural. Each story, rooted in its unique cultural and historical context, offers more than just a glimpse into the paranormal. It provides a deeper understanding of the human experience. These tales, transcending mere ghost stories, serve as poignant reminders of our past and the mysteries that still linger. Whether rooted in folklore or documented encounters, they continue to captivate, intrigue, and perhaps even inspire a little fear in the hearts of those who dare to delve into their depths. Thank you for joining us on this eerie journey through the world's most haunting discoveries. If you enjoyed unraveling these mysteries with us, please consider showing your support by liking, sharing, and subscribing to TopThangs. Your support helps our channel grow and enables us to continue bringing you fascinating content like this. We're curious about what you think and what you'd like to see next, so don't hesitate to leave a comment below with your suggestions for future explorations. Until next time, keep delving into the mysteries of history with TopThangs.